Welcome, Taurus, to your weekly reading. This is for the 16th to the 23rd of February. I'm going to start off with your charms. This is going to let us know what is in your energy field this week. And you have the bicycle, the peace sign, the angel wing, and the butterfly. Taurus, when the bicycle appears, it symbolizes balance and progress. It appears when steady effort is needed. Momentum is building slowly but surely. The peace sign comes in and lets us know, Taurus, that if there has been any chaos or disruptions in your life, whether it is something you're going through within you, or there is conflict or arguments going on around you, once we see the peace sign, we know that balance is going to be restored. The angel wing tells us that you have divine protection this week. So no matter what's going on, Taurus, please know you are divinely protected. And finally, with the butterfly here, there is going to be some kind of change that comes through this week. But as it's coming through as the butterfly, we know that it's going to be for your best and highest good. Right, let us move on now and continue with your reading. And this week we're going to look at what the week is trying to teach you. So I will just go ahead and see the messages and insights coming through for Taurus, please. I'm going to start off by looking at the theme of the week. Where you're being tested, what you're meant to understand, how to integrate this lesson, how this lesson benefits your future. Taurus, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to start off over here, and we're looking at the theme of the week, the overall energetic storyline. Now, Taurus, what I'm seeing here is that this week you are working with an incredible, powerful combination. You are going to be working with both King of Swords energy and the energy of the High Priestess. Now, it doesn't matter if you are masculine or feminine, it's the energy of the cards I am speaking about. Now, King of Swords is all about working with your mental capacities, putting your emotions to the side, being cool, calm, and collected, logical, organized, and practical, and really analyzing what's happening and making wise decisions. And the opposite of that is High Priestess. High Priestess tells me that you are actually highly intuitive this week. So you have both your logic and intellect and your intuition working at a very high intensity. With High Priestess here, you have an open channel to spirit, and we saw that with the angel wing. You are able to bring spirit in and ask for the help, the guidance, and the insight you need. This is the week, my dear Taurus, to trust your gut feelings and hunches, because this is the way Spirit is going to be communicating with you. Let's move on now and see where you're being tested. So we're looking at a trigger or a pattern that keeps repeating. Now, Taurus, what I see here is that there could have been something that came up in the recent past that could have been a really wonderful opportunity or possibility for you. But at the time, you were not focused on it. You were focusing on other areas of your life. And perhaps this particular offer that came in didn't seem very big, didn't seem very exciting, and so you didn't take it. You let it go. But what we do see, that offer there was actually the hand of God coming in with an opportunity. And for some reason, you did not see it that way. Now this week, you are being asked not to repeat the pattern because there is great possibility something similar is going to come about, Taurus. Now, like I said, I don't feel that this is big and grand and it's going to take your breath away. It could be something as simple as an invitation. Perhaps a colleague at work says, Taurus, I'm having people over for brunch on Sunday. Do you want to join? And you think to yourself, oh my gosh, to see all those people over the weekend, thanks, but no thanks. But there's something here, Taurus, something you're meant to accept because it's coming through under the energy of the cup of abundance being presented to you. Something could happen or transpire at that brunch that really brings in a change or a shift in some way. Or perhaps you haven't been getting on with a particular colleague, and over that brunch, you get chatting and you actually see you have a lot in common. So, Taurus, this week, be aware, be alert, because you could be very busy looking at other areas of your life, focusing on what's happening, and you do not want to miss whatever this is. Now let's move on and see what you're meant to understand. What's the core lesson of this week? Now, Taurus, with judgment coming through here, you're being asked this week to stand up and be seen and be heard. This is not a week to play it small. This is not a week to be on your own and walk away from invitations and gatherings and possibilities that come your way. With the combination of High Priestess and King of Swords, this is the time, Taurus, where you've got to be on high alert. I do see that there is something new coming through for you. And Knight of Pentacles is very connected to our bicycle energy. It's movement forward, but it's not going to be at lightning speed. You're going to think about what you're doing. You're going to plan it. You're going to organize it so that what you now plant in that empty field is solid, and it's going to grow, and it's going to expand, and it's going to give you the results you want. This is the week, Taurus, where you don't shy away from what might seem small and insignificant, because there could be hidden gems in the most simplest opportunities coming towards you. Now let's move on and see how to integrate this lesson, what practical or emotional action you should take. First and foremost, my dear Taurus, you need to understand that things come into our lives and leave our lives the way they're meant to. Don't sit in any energy of looking back at what you might have missed. Please know that what is coming through now is what's meant for you. And as long as you see it and acknowledge it now, you're going to have a sense of, okay, I didn't lose my opportunity. I didn't miss out on anything. I've got a second chance to reclaim what is meant for me. You're being asked now to see your big picture, to understand that this is just the beginning. The planning and the organizing won't take forever, and before long you're going to need to walk through the gateway you are creating for yourself. Let's see now how this lesson benefits your future, and we're looking at the long-term payoff. And this is wonderful, Taurus, because what death tells me is that you actually recognize where you could have missed an opportunity or just viewed something as insignificant and small and not worth your while. And you realize now that greatness doesn't have to come in huge packages. It can come in the smallest cup, but it can hold the essence of a brand new beginning. And so with death here, we see that there is a shift in your outlook. You're not going to say no to invitations. You're not going to turn down suggestions that make sense to you. You are going to look at everything thoroughly before saying, thank you, not this time. Because you understand that when you put yourself out there and say yes, then you open the door for new things and big changes to come through. We do see that you are entering into an incredibly wonderful time with our Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is the happily ever after card. So in that cup, my dear Taurus, holds the possibility of the Ten of Cups, giving you what you have been wishing, dreaming, and praying for. And it all starts off with a simple yes. Taurus, this message wasn't random. It was powerful direction. That's all I have for you right now. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I wish you the most wonderful week, and I am sending you all so much love.